All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to tonight's call. This is call number one for new coach training. So, tonight we are going to cover a lot of different things and we're going to work directly in our coach manual. So, if you have it printed in front of you, I really do want you to get it out and I want you to work right along with me as I'm talking. So this is going to be a you working, me talking. My favorite thing. So I want you guys to do that. Tonight we're going to really talk about goal setting. We're going to talk about how you earn. We're going to help you write your story. We're going to talk about your contact list. And then I'm going to walk away and give you a little bit of homework. So we're going to cram in a lot tonight. I want to make sure I get to everything I possibly can. So let's just jump right in. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Maybe. Let's do that. Give me a bit of a second here. Okay, there we go. So hopefully you guys see the coach manual right in front of you. This is really nicely done. There is literally everything in here that you possibly might need to get yourself started as a coach and get your business launched. So just kind of scrolling through it here, important resources. You may or may not have seen this, but your websites, coach relations, customer service, and then your new coach checklist. So go through this, read through this. If some of this does not make sense, I want you to do me a favor, write this down and go speak with your coach. Hey, Amber. I'm kind of already started and I'm recording, but so you're the only one on, so I'm talking to myself, but I'm just going to keep going on. All right, so if you have your coach manual, Amber, great. If you don't, that's totally fine too. Just watch and maybe go back and do some of the work later on or get a piece of paper and write down. This is going to be you working, me talking, basically. So we're looking at the coaching manual. Can you hear me okay, Amber? Thumbs up if you can hear me. I don't know if she can hear me. Can you hear me? I don't think she can. Okay, so I'm just going to carry on. Can you hear me? No?
Hello?
There, I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. So I'm recording now, and I'm just going to go ahead and move on. I just started.
Okay.
So if you have your coach manual printed out in front of you, great. If you don't, just grab a piece of paper and kind of watch here. I've got the coach manual up. So this is recording. So there's like 3 or 4 people that couldn't make it on the call, but will be joining us later on and participating later on. So, okay. So basically I think on the second page of the coach manual, and there's a coach getting started checklist, kind of running through that. It's just a reminder for you guys to take a look at that and make sure that you totally understand everything that it's talking about. So tonight, I just want to give you guys, first of all, I want to start off by sharing my story with you, just a little bit about how I got started, because we're going to talk a lot about sharing stories. And this business is all about like letting your guard down and sharing you, like the real you, the raw you, the you that you don't think is super important, but so many other people are going to connect with out there. And my story is that I am I'm a mom of 3, and 3.5 years ago, like I would come home from work and I would literally like pass out on the couch. Like I couldn't even get up. I was so tired. I was stressed out. And I wanted something different for myself. I wanted to work out. I wanted to get healthy. I didn't know where to begin. I didn't know what to do. I just needed a plan. And, I saw this coach posting and smiling and doing all these wonderful things online. And I just was like, I want to do that. I want to be a part of that. That looks fun. And so I reached out to her and she started talking about, oh, there's a business opportunity with this. And I was like, oh, well, I'm totally in for that. So the business opportunity itself affected me first. And then on top of it, like she was like, oh, by the way, if you're going to do fitness, if you're going to be a coach, you kind of need to do the fitness portion too. And I'm like, yes, bonus, I'm going to do the fitness portion. So I jumped in straight as a coach and then went and then started my fitness journey at the same time. And let me just tell you, like, I've always been looking for a way to make more money for my family, to live the life that I want to live on my terms. I hate being on a schedule. I hate being stressed out. And for me, Beachbody is the answer to that. And, helping other people see that potential and helping other people feel better like I feel. Like, and immediately when I started the 21-day fix, which was my first program, and I started Shakeology, within 3 days, I felt freaking amazing. Like, I couldn't even believe the difference in my energy levels and just feeling just awesome. And the journey has been amazing ever since. Every single program shapes my body in a different way, and it's a new challenge. And I absolutely love it. So my goal is to retire myself in the next, 6 months and do this full time, and retire my husband in another year. And then we're just going to move and travel and help people in their businesses. So that's our long-term goal. And, that's kind of a quick snapshot of my story. There's so many different snippets to it, of course, but, I wanted to share that with you because we're going to be doing that a little bit later, but that all starts with you doing some goal setting and looking at your why. And I ask all of my coaches when they come on board, what do they want? What do they want to get out of this business? What do they want to achieve? Hopefully you guys already love the products. Like this works, these programs and the shakes work. And now as a coach and going through this training, you're actually putting your name on it because you're saying, hey, I'm standing up and I'm saying that these products work. So I'm here to tell you guys that this business is big and it can be big. And I want to share this vision with you. This is way bigger than you can probably even imagine. And hopefully we can craft a little bit of that vision tonight. But I want you guys to put your CEO shoes on. You are now running your own business. You're a business owner now. You're a CEO of your own company. And I want you to think like a CEO. A CEO puts their vision down on paper. You aren't a coach for Beachbody, right? I don't want you to think like that tonight. I want you to realize that you're a distributor of Beachbody products, but you are in your own business in fitness, right? That's what I want you to think about. So we're going to talk about what all you want to achieve through helping others in fitness. And we're going to get it down on paper so you can see in front of you. We're going to talk about your why. Every great idea begins with a vision. You've got to get it down on paper. You do not achieve anything unless you write it down first. Jillian Johnson says that. So you kind of want to know what you want to get out of life. And this is just here for you to start thinking about, what is it I want out of my life? Like, what do I want for my family? What do I want fitness-wise? And this is a brainstorm right now. And as I'm talking, start writing it down. Maybe you want to, maybe for your family goals, like one of mine is to travel. And I want to be able to send my kids off to college. I want to be able to actually just take my son out of daycare so I can stay at home with him before he goes off to school. Maybe you've got some medical bills to pay off, so that would go under the financial side. Maybe it's not money. Maybe it's, you know, you want to just build a business for yourself. You want to build a legacy for your family. And this is a business that can be a legacy. You can pass it on through your generations. And it's going to continue to build and continue to grow. So just dig deep, define your goals. What is it you want to do? What is it you want to pull out of your life? And the big one that I want you to think about, especially on the financial side, how much money is it going to take for you to treat this opportunity like a real business, like a full-time job? Like, how much will you need? Like, I can tell you this, that any potential you want as far as money goes is there. There's just a process to get there, and you work with your coach to get there. But like for me, I know I need to make $1,000 a week in order for me to quit my job and treat this like a full-time business. So that's what I'm working towards. And it's totally possible. I have to be able to do it, obviously, in the 2 hours that I have available every single day with a full-time job and kids and all of that. So, you know, we do what we can on that. You know, my initial goals with this were, are to make $1,000 a week. I want to be at home with my kids. I want to be the room mom. I want to be the mom that's able to plan all the parties for my kids. I want to teach more fitness classes. I'd rather teach size classes than country heat classes. It's more fun. I want to do more with my church. You know, I want to be more involved. And then some of the bigger goals, like a house with a pool, I can picture it, you know, and get real specific. I want a ranch style house, like it's like a half semicircle. Want to live in warm weather with a lot of good food that's grown locally, like so probably California. So I don't know, just really get very specific so you're crafting this amazing vision. Because the point is not to think about how you can get there. That's not what this point is. The point is for you to visualize, because this is when things get tough, and they do get tough in this business, and they do get tough, you know, generally in life. The one thing that keeps you going is your motivation, your why, your vision. Why am I doing this? Like, what does it mean for my family if I'm doing this? What does it mean for me fitness-wise if I achieve these goals? So get real specific and real, and don't put a limit on yourself. Don't think about, can I achieve this? Can I do this? It's not about that. You can. You got to get it on paper, and you just got to get it down there. So let me think here. Where are we? What is our next one? Okay. So yeah, I talked about don't overthink it. Don't think, can you do it? I also want you to think about like long-term and short-term goals. And we're going to talk a little bit more. We're going to jump probably a little bit more into, hold on a second. I want to make sure. Yeah. Okay. So I lost my place. So when you are breaking, let me go. I think this is the page we need to go to. Yeah, that's where I was confused. Okay. So breaking down your goals, whatever it is that your goals are, and we're just going to take specifically one goal, and we're going to talk about your Beachbody business goals tonight specifically, because that's where I can help you. That's where your coach can help you. And we can help you get results at least in your first 30 days with us, or your first 90 days with us. So, you know, let's just say right now, what do you need to do right now in order to push your business forward? Maybe your goal is to make $200 per week in the next 90 days, right? And of course you write in there, if you achieve this, it will mean that I pay, that's my car payment. or I have $200 every single month to save up towards a nice vacation for my husband and I. Whatever that means, and what it means also on top of that. So saying, oh yeah, I'm going to save up that money. But on top of that, what's it going to mean for you and your husband? Oh, we get to spend more time together. We get to work on our relationship. So go a little bit deeper. Obviously, superficial is great, but what does that mean, right? You need to go deep on that. So then breaking down that goal, short term, long term, what do I need to do ASAP? So need to make $200 a week, right? Well, I'm just going to tell you, in this business, you want to shoot for diamond, right? Diamond rank. And we can kind of map out what that looks like on paper, but it's basically 4 coaches on your that come on board on your left side, 4 coaches that come on board on your right side, and then 2 of those coaches need to also have 2 coaches underneath them, right? That's diamond rank. That is basically you hitting Success Club, helping 3 people every single month get started with a program, and then helping them be successful in that particular program by running challenge groups, and then bringing them on board as a coach afterwards. Once they're sold and they're getting the results and they love Shakeology, that is the process. So basically, you've got to run challenge. So your first 30 days to do ASAP, short-term plan, help 3 people in a challenge group. And you can run your own challenge group, or your coach is probably running a challenge group. And if your coach isn't running a challenge group, then I run a challenge group. And you can always be in that and put your people in that as you're getting started and you want to learn how to run a challenge group. More than happy to do that. We can co-run it. We want to make sure that you get those, that you help those 3 people too, because you're going to pay for, you need to pay for your investment, your Shakeology, your initial program, or whatever it is you paid for. So we want to make sure you get your money back on your initial investment. And then you need to duplicate that every 30 days. Help 3 people, run a challenge group. Help 3 people, run a challenge group. And it's not just run the challenge group, it's get results. Make sure that those people are getting results by, taking their before pictures, working out and logging every single day, drinking their Shakeology every single day. That's how we get results. And it's super duper easy because all that stuff is right there for us in the Challenge Tracker app, right? So it's just ensuring that we duplicate that month over month over month over month. And so goal, we talked about what that means to do ASAP, short-term plan, long-term plan, right? Short-term plan is to run some challenge groups, help 3 people. Long-term plan is to consistently do that month after month after month and convert customers to coaches. And then action steps, brain dump. So what do I have to do? Like, I don't even know. How do I bring people on board? How do I invite to a challenge group? How much does it cost? All of those types of things. You want to write all that down in a brain dump right now or later on, so you have your to-do list over the next couple of days, right? That's your goal. And then, of course, it's a little section there for notes. Long-term vision, long-term goals, we always want you to make sure that you're looking way out. So obviously, I want to earn $1,000 a week. That's my goal. It's not going to happen overnight with the amount of schedule that I have available. So instead of me helping 3 people a month, my goal is to help 5 people a month and hit Success Club 10. So I'm increasing that income amount, getting results, running challenge groups, converting coaches, doing that same cycle every single month. So I'm reaching that income level a little bit quicker. And you can work with your coach. You can work with me to develop a little bit more of a long-term plan to get to where you want to go income-wise. So, yeah, and then any other action steps that you might have, which I'm going to help you with in a little bit, creating your master list and start reaching out to people. You got to do a brain dump and just, talking to people. That's kind of where it starts, adding people to your network. Anything else that you can possibly think of that will help you get started with helping more people is what you need to do. So, all right. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. I jumped around a little bit, but that's okay. But that's goal setting. And that's literally, you start with a vision, right? Where do you want to go? Then you move to a goal. So a goal is a part of that vision that you want to achieve. And then that goal, you literally just break it down into tiny little steps and do an absolute brain dump on everything you think you need to get done to reach that particular goal. But be specific. And you know, $200 a week is a great place to start, just to get yourself off and running very successfully in this business. Definitely, if you're hitting 200 a week, you're doing awesome. So moving on to sharing your story. So this is a big part of what we do as coaches. We're constantly sharing our story. We're constantly sharing, right? We're putting ourselves out there. Sometimes I feel like I'm a little bit annoying doing that. And then at the moment that I think I'm posting way too much and people are tired of seeing me, then I get that one message from that one person that says, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you and your story. I identify with you. Thank you so much for how wonderful and real you are. And it's just like, oh, and that is why we continuously share our story, is that we're not trying to reach all 2,000 of our friends. I'm not trying to reach all 2,000 of them. I'm trying to reach that 1 to 5, that one person that truly is feeling the pain that I'm talking about today. It's just going to reach down and grab their soul and say, yes, I'm feeling that too. And what are you doing to overcome that, Michelle? And I want them to come to me for help with that solution. That's why we're constantly sharing our story. You can never share it enough. And it's going to evolve. Your story changes all the time. It's never going to be the same. You're going to be adding people to your network who haven't seen your story. It's going to change. And you're going to have to retell it over and over again. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a formula to use when you, and one of the things that you're going to do, one of your homework assignments is going to be that you're going to share your story on Facebook, right? And you're going to type it all up. And here's the format that I want you to use. And while I'm sharing it with you, maybe you can brainstorm it. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to give a little bit of background. Like, where did you start? And we're going to talk specifically about Beachbody right now, right? Where you're at in your fitness journey. So the first thing that you're going to start with is, hold on, I got to answer my husband. No, all good. So your background, where did you start? Where did you start from? You know, a good example for me is 3 years ago, I could barely get off the couch. I was so tired every single night and stressed out. I felt horrible as a parent, right? So that's step one. Where did you begin? Where did you start from? Part two, what did you not like about that situation? So I was tired. I was stressed. I was drinking a lot of alcohol. I felt like a horrible parent. I felt guilty for being tired all the time. I took it out on my kids and my husband all the time. You know, we really have to go deep here in this part, what you didn't like about the way that you were, because this is where the people really identify. This is where 95% of the people are going to read your story and they're going to be going through that right now. And so that's what's going to rope them in. So you really have to say what I hated about it, what I felt, what I didn't like. And then part three is your solution. You found a solution. My solution, somebody suggested that I try the 21-day fix with Shakeology. It was a 21-day program. I could lose 10 pounds in 21 days and feel amazing. It was a short-term commitment. I thought I'd give it a try. Why not? I had nothing to lose at this point, right? So your solution is hopefully a Beachbody product of some sort. And then part 4, how do you feel about the future? Like, I lost 7 pounds and I was absolutely over the moon, and I cannot wait to see what the next program brings me. So what was the result? How did you feel about that? Right? I immediately had tons of energy and couldn't, like, played with my kids, and my relationship with my husband immediately improved because I had energy to sit and talk with him after the kids went to bed. All of these things somebody is feeling guilty about right now, right? And we have to share that. So part 4 is, how do you feel about the future? Obviously optimistic. And then at the very end of the post, right, because we're creating a post, is a call to action, right? You're going to eventually call them to action and ask them to join you or ask them to do something. Maybe you just want them to like the post. Maybe you just want them to comment suggestions on, you know, what they're doing to improve their relationship with their husband. I don't know, but always want to put a call to action when you're sharing their story, right? So you're drawing people to you. You're getting people to look at your post and your page. I will tell you, the more dark, I guess that's the word I'm looking for, that you can get, the more in depth you can get, people are drawn to your weakness. So just, you can't share it enough. Share it over and over and over and over again. So that could be one story. And then another story eventually that you will have, that I have, that I don't share enough, is my business story. You know, how I started out, where I was, what I didn't like about where I was. You know, I didn't have anything that identified me as a business person. And I knew that I wanted to have my own schedule. And I felt like a failure. Like, I felt like I deserved so much more in my life, but I couldn't figure out what it was. And suddenly I found the coaching opportunity where I could help and inspire people to become amazing and do things that they never thought that they could do. And I'm so optimistic about the future that I hope someday I can completely retire from my job and retire my husband and travel the world with my family. That's a story, and that's going to grab somebody. If you want more information about coaching and what I do, comment below, join me, learn about it. So those are the points. Again, I'll just go over it one more time. Background, where did you start? Part 2, what you didn't like about the situation you're in. 3, you found a solution. And 4, how do you feel about the future? And then your call to action. And just a little bit about your call to action. Well, let's go back to how you're tailoring your story, because a lot of new coaches, and I did this too, is like, I want to talk to everybody. I don't care who, I want to help everybody. I want to sell challenge packs to everybody. You're more identifiable if you think of that one person. And usually it's like somebody that I'm really struggling to, like, convince that they should do a challenge group with me. And I think of the conversation I've had with them, and I look into that camera if I'm doing a live video and I talk directly to them. Or if I'm writing a post, I'm writing a letter directly to that one person. Don't try to reach the masses. Reach that one person, so it's so much more personal. And I'm going to post a sample of some stories. And your goal is really to create kind of a business launch post where there's a call to action at the end. Maybe you can share some before and afters if you have them. And, you know, a really great call to action is, like, in the past few months, I've been doing this program, Shift Shop. I'm looking to help a few more people who, you know, and if you're willing to invest $160 and you have 30 minutes a day to work out, I understand this is a financial investment. You get portion control, you can get dessert and wine, you can win money through the Beachbody Challenge, and you get a free app as a bonus. And I'm just putting this out there. If anybody wants to join me, I would love to help you out. It's as simple as that. But you got to tell people what to do. So comment below, message me, like, and I'll reach out to you. You're not here to sell, right? We're not here to sell. We're here just to share our story and share what we're going through. So show them that you're here to help them. That's what you're wanting to do. All right. Moving on, because I'm going to run out of time, guaranteed. So building your contact list. And this is give your ideal customer a name. This is about when you're talking specifically to one person, this is how you build that. This is what Diamond looks like, just so you've got a copy of that. We talked a little bit about Diamond. Now let's talk about your list of 100. You do not have a business unless you have a list to work from. It's taken me 3 years to get that through my head. I don't know why, but just trust me, you got to have a list. So you're always adding to that list. Rarely are you removing people from it. I'm usually like taking people and then putting them on my list to contact 3 months from now. Because I never really, if somebody tells me no, okay, it's a not right now. Like, unless they specifically say, I would never do that, never in a million years. And that's maybe happened like 3 or 4 times. And they never said never in a million years. They just blocked me. So, you know, I'm good. But it's funny. And some people who said never in a million years have come back to me. So I always think that it's just time for people. But anyway, create a list. So you have to create a list. And as a new coach, start with a list of 100. It's a must. You got to do it. It's just a database of people to connect with. That's all it is. So get out your phone, write out the first 100 names that you see. Get out your Facebook thing, contact list, write out the first 100 names that you see. And all you're going to do is reconnect with them. Make friends. Hey, how's it going? How's your family? Good. Wonderful. How's your job? Great. After you do that, then you're going to send the invite, right? You want to reconnect, give them some love, and then invite them personally. That's what you need to do, right? And sometimes, you know, when you're talking to them, maybe you're going to find out, oh my gosh, I see you're working out. That's amazing. I need to work out. Oh, great. Well, why don't you join me, right? You're going to be getting information from them. They probably need fitness or they need income. One of those 2 things they need. And you have a solution for both, right? You have coaching opportunity and you have this. So there's a way you can download all of your Facebook contacts into a spreadsheet. So you could do that and just work through that. But one of your homework assignments is going to be to create and write out your list of 100 people. And I really do at some point need to create a training on how to work a list, because I didn't know how to do it. I had no idea how to work a list. I was like, what am I doing? Like, I don't get it, because the problem is I would get so caught up in the banter and the conversation back and forth that I never would get to the, hey, I'm running this challenge group. I'd love for you to join. Do you want some more details? Boom. I never would do that. I'd be like, oh, I've talked to them so much now, and now I don't feel like I can invite them. So yeah, I'm about to be invaded by my son. Yes. Oh no, he's in the bathroom. You going potty? Okay, so internet connection is unstable. Hopefully it stays. Okay, here we go. I'm going to unshare my screen here. Okay, so what you're going to be doing as a coach is you're going to be reaching out to 3 people every single day, starting 3 conversations, inviting 3, and then adding 3 more to your list. Easy. It takes no time. Adding 3, talking to 3, inviting 3. And, you know, it's a simple process, but that's how it's going to work from the very beginning. And you want to build a relationship with them. You want to be genuinely interested in them, right? As you're building that relationship, like listen to what they're saying. Oh, sorry to hear that, girl. Or, you know, it's all about them. We want to make it all about them, right? And then find a need, right? And I talked about that. Maybe they have high cholesterol. Maybe they've just been diagnosed with diabetes. Whatever, we've probably got a solution for them in some aspect. Now, I will tell you that as you're posting and as you're sharing your launch story, and people are going to come to you, and that's great. And there is a time where you're going to be flying high with all of those leads. And then there's going to be a time when people aren't coming to you anymore. And that's when you have to start inviting. And I'm just going to tell you, even some of the top coaches are still inviting. I still invite. Majority of my business is inviting. Now, I will tell you, I'm at a point where a lot of times you're going to do a lot of inviting, and a lot of people are going to say no at the beginning. But a lot of people are going to come back a couple months down the road and let you know that they're ready because you gave them that invite a couple months ago. So just keep that in mind. So as you create that list of 100, I do want you to go through and maybe highlight, the first 10 that come to mind that would literally jump on board whatever you told them to jump on board with. Like, they would support you in your business no matter what, right? Because you want to reach out to those people wholeheartedly, maybe even via phone, and say, I'm doing this new business venture, and my goal is to really help 3 people and to have people do this with me. Would you jump on board with me? Would you do this with me? And you want to reach out to the people that you know would support you first and foremost. That is something that I did not do at the very beginning, and still kind of really haven't done it a whole lot. There were people that jumped on immediately and helped me, some family members, but others, all I had to do was invite, and they never, and once I did, they jumped on. So you've got to make that list of people that maybe truly will support you no matter what, and just say, hey, I'm doing this thing. Please, could you jump on board? So make your list, do it now, be done with it. Gosh, I kind of went through all of it really, really quickly. That's awesome. I rushed through. So your homework, you guys, just to recap, I want you to fill out your goals, your financial goals. What is it that you want to achieve with this business? What is it that you want to achieve? Hey, Amber. What is it? That's all right. I just kept on going.
I'll go back and listen.
So I'm basically at a point where I'm recapping what the homework is. And then I'll post it in the group. So number 1 is to fill out your goals, like fill out that goals page, financial, travel, family, but think about what you want to achieve in this business or as a result of this business with those different categories. And, how much money do you want to make, and how much money would you need to make in order for you to treat this like a real business? Throw that in there. And write all of that out, take a picture, snapshot it in the group, in the new coach training group, right? We also want you to write your list out, your list of 100, because we're going to work that list next week, right? While we're doing live power hours and things like that, we're going to start reaching out to people, asking people to join our challenge groups. So write out that list of 100 and post that in the group. And then do your business launch post. And like I said, that business launch post, you're going to get a lot of people that are going to be really interested at the very beginning, and you're going to be super excited. But at some point, the people who are interested are going to run out. And that's why we start inviting people. Most of my business, literally 100% of my business right now, is coming to me because I'm inviting people. And I mentioned this earlier, most people say no first, or they don't respond, or they stop you know, coming back to you or whatever. And it's just timing. It's just timing. Like all of my Success Club points for the month of July are people that finally came to me and said, I know you've been inviting me for the last 2 years, 1 year. I'm ready now, you know? That has been the bulk of my business over the last couple of months because I've been consistently inviting people. And if they say, not right now, or stop responding, put them out 3 months and try again later. And so that's essentially what we do as coaches. It's super duper easy. We're just helping people. So that's your homework. I'm going to end it there. I hope this was helpful, and I'm just super excited to see where everybody goes with this business. It is life-changing. I mean, if you could see the person that I used to be, actually you probably could if I started sharing some of my Facebook posts, like from 4 years ago. It was just like, who is this like negative person that's just hateful towards the world? Like, and who I am now, it's just a 180. So it's amazing. So any questions? I'm going to end the recording here so we can talk off.